Sup everyone, Draco here. This is the latest Manchester United news. We got fair bits to cover. We got bits around Paul Pogba, Cavani, and obviously the dreaded, the disgraceful Premier League pay-per-view cost is for us fans. Just before we get started, I haven't done any United content or videos in the last few days, especially after the shambolic transfer day in regards to Manchester United transfer dealings. Took a few days off. I guess, you know, a lot of us did the same thing. You know, I kind of stayed away from football to refresh my head and get over it, really. But in saying that, let's start with this. The new news. It's not really news, few days old, but I'll get the news. Better late than nothing, right? Never, right? Premier League announces pay-per-view fixtures in October, right? So I'm just going to read you out a bit, then we're going to discuss it. The Premier League has announced that additional non-televised fixtures in October will be made available via pay-per-view in order to ensure fans of each club can continue to watch their team, and also to generate some revenue in light of no matchday income for clubs, with the continued absence of fans in the stadiums. So apparently 20 clubs had a meeting on Friday in order to enable all fans to continue to watch their teams live. Now, we've got BT Sports that covers some matches. We've got Sky Sports that covers some matches. And now we've got pay-per-view. Right. BT Sports and Sky Sports alone, if you're living in the UK, will cost you upwards of almost £100 a month. And that is even not guaranteed for to watch your own team, right? It can be any matches in the TV, which means what they mean is that the non-televised games, which is the games that is not covered by BT Sports and Sky Sports during those match days, will be available for pay-per-view for us, for our average fans, which stands at about £10 or £14.95 per match. For me, this is an absolute disgrace. Apparently, the 20 teams that we had a meeting, 19 of them said yes, including Manchester United, and one of them, apparently Leicester, said no. For me, it's an absolute disgrace. You know, there's a lot of people during this pandemic lost their jobs or had their wages subsided or hours cut down, and to now be potentially paying some extra money to watch their own particular team play, it's just another ploy for clubs to take money off us. You know, yes, you know, the club need to generate revenue, etc., but all the Premier League clubs, and I mean all the Premier League clubs, have enough money in their coffers or have earned enough money to be able to sustain for a very, very long time. Teams like, not gonna name names, but some teams sack their mascots yet to pay their players who's been sitting on the bench for a very long time, not even included in the Europa League, pay over 300k a week. Some players on average in the top clubs get over 100k a week without doing anything, and a lot of the teams in the Premier League get a very, very good amount of wages to be able to continue. Clubs are able to pay these players their wages. Why don't clubs have a situation where the players take a bit of a wage cut, like a 10-20% wage cut? I'm sure a lot of the players will be on board with it, and a lot of the players that is not on board with it will be kind of thrown. Let me switch off the heater. Will be thrown under the bus, really, you know, in the media. But for me, it's an absolute disgrace. It's just that it's not fair, man. I think these matches should be played, I mean, given live for free, you know, especially people who are having to go through knee restriction measures, and I'm talking about the UK here, who are living in the house and not paying for already BT Sports and Sky Sports and not being able to watch their team anyway, and now having to pay more to potentially watch the team. I won't be doing it, certainly. The first, in regards to Manchester United, the first game, I think Newcastle will be pay-per-view. So Newcastle game against Manchester United, which is the next game we have after the international break, is not on BT Sports or Sky Sports, which means that you have to pay to watch that match. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you feel that it is fair for us fans to be paying that much? I mean, it's a lot of money. £10 to £15 is breakfast and at least 1 meal per day sorted, or even 2 meals in some situations if you're really shrewd about it. And to watch a match, an hour and a half match for that much, I don't think it's on. I don't think it's fair. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next up, we have bits around Paul Pogba. So Paul Pogba, lo and behold, 3 days after the transfer window has ended and he's gone to the France international team, he has come out and said that he would like to play for Real Madrid in one of the days. So I will read you out his quote, what he has said in a media conference. All football players would love to play for Real Madrid. It is a dream for me. Why not one day? However, I am in Manchester and I love my club. I'm playing in Manchester. I'm having fun and I want to do everything to put the club where it deserves it. I'll give everything to the max like my teammates. Well, we haven't seen that for a very, very long time, isn't it, Paul Pogba? Paul Pogba is a bit of a yo-yo for me. Ever since he signed, we had a bit of hysteria, like, yeah, Paul Pogba and blah blah blah. But now he's just had a torrid time under Mourinho. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's been played out of position, I reckon, and he hasn't been great. He has been absolutely shite the last 3 games in the Premier League for us, or 2 games, whatever amount he played. And obviously, we all know that Real Madrid are interested in Paul Pogba. We all know that Paul Pogba is interested to go to Real Madrid. It will happen one day, lads. And for me personally, I think he should just go. I think he's had way too many yo-yo games. He attracts too much unwanted opinions, unwanted attention to the club, and he's got a couple of years left in his contract. There was rumors going around that he will sign a new contract. Well, not rumors, he even come out and confirmed it. Obviously, there were talks going around that maybe he will sign this new contract when United sign players in the transfer window, which hasn't happened, and I think that's probably why he hasn't signed a new contract. For me, he shouldn't sign a new contract. If he signed a new contract, it's only going to be for the money. It's not going to be for the ambitions of the club. Unfortunately, the club owners have different ambitions, different plans. Their ambitions is shite. It's low. It's not even footballing sense. Glazers out, Woodward out. Hashtag it, guys. But Fabrizio Romano came out and said that if there was no pandemic, Juventus would have made a bid for Paul Pogba to take him back to Turin. Obviously, Paul Pogba came from there, and I think at any moment now, Pogba, Juventus or Madrid, whoever they come running with their right amount, I think Paul Pogba will go. I don't think his heart is 100% set to stay at the club, and I think we shouldn't keep any players that is not 100% in their mind at Manchester United. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Quick roundup on Sergio Romero, Phil Jones and Marcus Rojo. They have been left out of the Champions League squad, which is good. Sergio Romero, I think it's a bit of a disrespect. Remember, guys, the loan transfer window and things like that are still open, so they can still make the transfer window, to other clubs, albeit on loan. New signings Cavani, Telles, Pellistri and Donny van de Beek have all been included. In talking about Cavani, Edison Cavani will most likely miss the game against Newcastle because of the COVID-19 regulations where he has to self-isolate. The striker's first game will be facing against PSG in the Champions League on October 20th. So that's the latest on Edison Cavani's news in regards to Manchester United's potential lineup, which will mean that most likely Igalo will start because Martial is suspended. Cavani is on quarantine. Talking about Cavani, he spoke to Ander Herrera before signing on deadline day, so let me just read you out. He said, "Yes, I spoke with Ander a lot, as well as other teammates like Angel Di Maria. It was genuinely getting to the last minute, and I called Ander to have a chat. I have a lot of admiration for Ander for the kind of person he is, and I had the feeling that his words were going to help me out by telling me a bit about what it's like at United. And so yes, it's true that after I finished talking with Ander, we came to an agreement here with the club. I hadn't known Ander for too long, but we formed and enjoyed a close friendship during that time at PSG, and today we are still very good teammates." Obviously spoke with Angel Di Maria. I don't think Angel Di Maria will have many good things to say about Manchester United, but obviously Ander Herrera had a different experience at Manchester United. Eventually he's moved on a free to PSG, which was a disaster for me. And he made a strong decision right at the end. I think Cavani would have come to United regardless of what Ander Herrera says, because he was a free agent. No other clubs were in for him. He was just there. He did talk about going through the COVID situation and him retiring from football altogether, depression that he's gone through, him and his family. But eventually United came in for him and they took him. But yeah, that's all the latest Manchester United news. No transfer news. Obviously, the transfer news is done. It has shut. I'll probably do some bits and bobs videos in and around. We've got a few things to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about Jadon Sancho in this video for sure. I think we've all had enough. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you feel about the pay-per-view? What do you feel about Pogba's situation? And do you think Cavani will be a miss or a hit in at the club? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next upload, and stay far.